Hi everybody, it's David Fleming here from the Toronto Realty blog, and welcome to this week's Pick 5. Quick question for you when it comes to overused real estate buzzwords. Words like funky and hip and cool, are they used too often to describe areas and neighborhoods? That's kind of what I wanted to get at today, and it's partially as a joke, but it's partially true. Think about this, guys. You're browsing listings, you're looking at areas, and someone describes the area as funky. What do you think of? Funky Town? Do you think about funk, Grand Funk Railroad? Someone says cool. It's the most overused word there is. Or somebody says something like, welcome to this happening hip, not like a hip in your body, hip area. It's just so overused, but it's very, very common. Groovy. Things like hop, skip, and a beat down to Queen Street for your organic coffee or Dundas or whatever. And for the most part, I find that these words are used, I guess, a little bit west of the downtown core. So let me zoom in here. I want to show you a couple of areas where I think these words are used a lot. Trinity Bellwoods, Palmerston Little Italy, Brockton Village, right? Junction Triangle, Dovercourt Park. I'm just really naming things I see on the screen. Harvard Village. But you get that sort of, we're not Familyville. This isn't the Kingsway. This isn't Rosedale. This isn't Leaside. It's almost like you're targeting either the people that don't have a family or the people that do but don't want to live in a family area. For example, let's say you bought a big, beautiful Victorian 4-bed, 4-bath on Manning. Okay, let's say that it's, for argument's sake, right here, Manning, south of College. That's a great family area, but it's hip, and it's cool, and it's funky, and it's not, I don't know, stuffy like some other areas of the city. So depending on where you live, you may agree or disagree with what I'm saying. Don't take it too literally, because what I'm getting at today is more so the areas that I want to look at here, but also with that overused real estate buzzword kind of vein. So the idea for this post was basically, I always say I've got a client that said that they want to live in a different area. And I said, like what? And they said, like a little bit cooler and hipper. And to me, a 37-year-old curmudgeon in an 80-year-old's body, did I have that backwards? 80-year-old man in a 37-year-old's body. I'm like, why? Just move somewhere and never have people over. Just sit at home alone and collect online sports memorabilia, maybe through classic auctions, which ended last night, and I won this. That's true. It's a lithograph of the Montreal Canadiens. Okay, it's beautiful. It's not the only thing I won. Anyways, point being, guys, that yes, there are a lot of people that want to live in Leaside or that want to live in Riverdale, Super Familyville. Riverdale is just a very different family area than, say, raising your kids north of Trinity Bellwoods Park. So, long preamble today. What I want to look at is the following. Let's go back to the map here. I want to take a look at Trinity Bellwoods. I want to take a look at sort of in here the hip upcoming, another overused words, areas like Brockton Village, for example. I'm going to get into one area over here in Dufferin Grove and then just sort of pick and choose throughout this area. Does that sound about right? Okay. So what we're looking for are renovated properties. I'm going to go through the first few and show you some crummy ones. I'm going to show you a flip that I don't like and just try to get a sense of where are prices and what do you get, because if I told you that there were $3 million houses in and around this area, you might be like, what? I thought I have to go to the Kingsway for $3 million. No, believe it or not, you can be in Palmerston, Little Italy. Okay, so first things first, guys, I want to show you, 104 Ulster. What is this? It's barely a property. It's $649. It's a power of sale. It was a fourplex, and it's literally falling apart. You can see right here. This is a lot of what's going on in this area, a lot of the housing stock. Then you've got something like this on Rebecca. So again, Ossington and Queen. Hip, funky, cool, it's all those words. Near the Drake Hotel, it's a hop, skip, and a jump. It's one, funky monkey drink away. Is that a drink? I only drink Crown Royal and ginger ale. Okay, so you guys have all seen this. If you're familiar with the Huffington Post, I believe this was featured. What $750,000 gets you in Toronto? Yes, depressing as hell. I don't love articles like that because they make it sound like that's all you can get for $750. So that's Rebecca, and then last but not least, Montrose, right? Let's take a look. This, oh wow, $1.5 million. Okay, so that's great. But what is it? I mean, it's it's this, right? Like this is not $1.5 million, or it shouldn't be. But point being, to these people, they're living in gold, right? To today's typical buyer, maybe I work with more yuppies. Could he have made his bed for the photo? Maybe I work with more yuppies, guys, but my clients aren't looking for that, and if they are, they want to pay 1.1 and gut it. So now I'm going to show you a property that is done. 95 Palmerston Avenue, right? Bathurst and Queen, funky, hip, all those awesome things. $1,399,000, 4-bed, 4-bath. Sounds great. Where do I sign up? But this is a flip. This is a flip. And to me, it looks like a flip. It smells like a flip. I don't love it. It's super narrow here, now playing the wall show. That's what I always say when your couch is staring at the wall. See what I mean? And then I'm going to show you one thing at the end that I really don't like. So you guys are looking at this and you're saying, I don't get it, David. What are you talking about? Just trust me. There's good flips and bad flips. Did not love this. Here's kind of what I look at. Okay, so in a basement bathroom, you don't really renovate it. You leave everything original. And then what's happening up here? What's going on with the caulking job? What's going on with drywall in here? We're not using tile. I don't believe for a second this paint is proper bathroom paint because you need specific paint for the moisture, the condensation in the air. There's no bar. So when you're looking at a property, don't look at the beautiful kitchen countertops. Always go low. Go down to the basement. Go down to the ground, right on the ground in the living room, and check out the baseboards. How much of a gap is there? Did they caulk it? Did they sand it? Did they do it correctly? Did the flooring guy do the electrical? Did the electrical guy do the flooring? Are there two pieces of wood that don't join together properly? That's what you kind of see. So anyways, I'm not going to pick on this anymore. I'm just saying that it's a property that to me looks like a flip. And we'll move on from there. Okay, so let's look at the actual 5 properties we're going to see today. Okay, so we're going to start out here at 177 Gladstone. Queen and Gladstone, cool, funky, hip. You're so tired of hearing those words? No kidding. Welcome to my world. So what we've got here for $1.25 million is we have an old row house on a 14 by 100 foot lot. It's only 2 bedrooms. 3 bedroom, of course, is the be all and end all. Everyone wants 3 bedrooms. 2 bedrooms, they're like, oh, why would I buy just a 2 bedroom? But again, think of the person that's moving into this house. $1,250,000, it's not entry level, but I am going to tell you that a 1,000 square foot 2 bed, 2 bath at the Spire is going to cost you $900,000. So here you've got an actual house with parking, with a yard, et cetera, et cetera. And this thing has character too. This was built in 1880, as you can tell from the size of it and of course the fact that it's a row house. So it's an 1880s row house. So let's take a look first and foremost at the floor plan. Okay, so main floor, enclosed living opened up here and here, dining room, and a powder room on the main floor, which is great. So they've got a small-ish kitchen, but what really makes this house for me is this family room at the back. See this living room? It's not huge. You want a larger family room, and this is marginally larger. It's 2 feet bigger. My point is there's 2 different rooms here where you can not crowd everybody in here to watch TV. You can do that at the back. This can be a formal sitting room like what you might find in a larger home. So on the second floor, you've got 2 bedrooms, and they didn't try to jam 3 bedrooms in here, which I really appreciate because I think a lot of people would have. And then you go, yeah, it's great. It's a 3-bedroom house, but they're completely unfunctional bedrooms. The master bedroom actually has a wall-to-wall built in and 2 windows, and it's big enough to fit a queen. Sorry, king, that's what I meant. Bathroom down here is shared, laundry as well. So in the basement, you have a small rec room, a small den. You have another bathroom with a shower. So if there's 2 of you, you don't have to share in the morning. And then mechanicals at the back. Okay, so we'll take a look at the photos because I like this house. Nice big front patio. And inside they've kept, see this? Original character charm intact. See this? This is beautiful. I love the way that they've designed this. Things like gold curtains, okay? When you go to the gold curtain store, you had better know what you're doing. This is a Victorian home, and they have done a really, really good job. See the rounded archways here? That's awesome. They don't make houses like this anymore. And this, even with these ghost chairs here, and they've got the 2 goldish chairs and the gold surround. I don't know. Look, I'm not an interior designer. The words that I use are maybe not right out of the textbook. You know, the wood table. Most tables are made of wood. Okay, great. I just like it. I just think that it's a very updated and modern house, but it's kept the original character and charm. One might say funky. Okay, enough of that. Enough of the funk. These things I hate from staging perspective. They just have them. They're just so overused. Very funky. I did it again. I need another word. Very funky bathroom. Funky, what I would call horizontal tiles that are going vertical. Funky yellow. Funky toilet. Funky. Funky. I don't have another word. Hip. Groovy. I need a thesaurus. Okay, so then we've got here, as I said, it's not the biggest kitchen, but now that you actually see it in person, or I should say not on a floor plan, it works, right? You've got a larger than average fridge, you've got enough storage space, and you have a window over the sink, which is very cool. So let's go. This is a great listing. Never heard of the agent. I just think it's a great listing. I think it's very well done. The photos flow naturally. Again, look at the style here. If I went to the, turquoise lamp store, I don't know what I would be looking for, but this style just really works. I really like it. And this I don't think is staging. That I don't care for. That's just, I don't know how to make heads or tails of that. Clawfoot tub could be original, not sure, but at least they've got a shower. Because the problem with old houses for the most time when you see a clawfoot tub and you're like, oh my God, that's so charming. Wait, I'm supposed to shower in that? I just wanted to look at that and show my friends. Okay, so we'll keep going here. So here's the, who's this? Sabrina, Sienna, what's the S for? Sia? I don't know anything about names. We named our daughter Maya. That's not one of those, like, you know, my son's name is Forrest, you know? And I was like, oh, I thought a forest has trees. Hopefully none of your kids' names are Forrest. I'm not saying it's a bad name. I'm just saying I'm not that cool. And Maya is, I'd say it's somewhere in between. I liked it anyways. It was my wife's idea. And I had absolutely zero input. I didn't even get to pick her middle name. It's L, not the letter L. E-L-L-E. I got no input whatsoever. Oh my God, I just realized that. My wife owns me. Right, real estate. Okay, so master bedroom, and now here is, this looks like the deck off the top. The air conditioner's up there. That's very, no, that's not the deck off the top. That's out back. Oh, right, and leads to the garage. Oh, it's tilted this way. Okay, sorry about that. I thought this was up top. So the air conditioner's kind of in the way, but you do have enough room, I guess, for patio. I would have liked to see a photo of this deck here. So this could be your patio, table and chairs, and there's your one-car parking. Okay, so spent a lot of time on that. Wow, did we ever. 177 Gladstone, $1,250,000, offers anytime. I like it a lot. Cool. I'm not going to say the F word, funky. Hip, and that's that. That's all I want to say about that one. Okay, so let's go to the next one here, guys. 104 Russett. Funky. Where's 104 Russett? It's not quite as funky. It's a little gritty. You don't want to describe a house as gritty. But it's at Bloor and Dufferin, and it's on the other side of Dufferin. So, again, trying to talk about cool and hop, skip, and jump and upcoming and all that stuff that agents say. It's not cool, funky Trinity Bellwoods. It's not Queen West like the one we just looked at, Little Italy. But I wanted to put it in here because it was just north of the southern boundary I was looking at, and I think it makes a very interesting comparison. So first and foremost, Russett does not have a holdback on offers. Oh yeah, right, this one. It's been on the market 35 days. Sorry, I'm getting a little confused. So this was on the market for $1,369,000. They reduced the price 70 grand. They're $1,295,000 now. $1,295,000, not bad. It's a detached house. So far I like. 20-foot lot. Has a detached garage for 2 cars. 20-foot lot, can you get 2 cars? Well, it's nothing to stop you from calling it 2 cars. So this thing is not as cool and funky, I'm going to be doing that all day, as the one down at Queen and Gladstone, but it's a little more traditional in terms of some of the features and finishes. I just wanted to use this, and I'm going to go through it quick, to compare and contrast in terms of price point. So see this here? This looks like what you would find in, I don't know, your friend's townhouse in Ajax or something. Clearly not the same style, not the same staging. But again, for $1,295,000, 3-bed, 3-bath, detached, right off the subway, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so I'm going through, I hate that sink so much, I can't even tell you. Why would you want to see the pipes of your sink? I don't get it. And I never understood floating either. You're just asking for big dust bunnies to float underneath. Okay. Starting to wonder why in the hell, that looks like a roll of toilet paper, why I included this, but, and there's the clawfoot tub. I hope there's a shower there. I think I included this just sort of as a placeholder, and also because there was 4 listings and I just scrounged to find a 5th. Chimney in the backyard absolutely saves the day. And that's it. So, the question you want to ask, David, why did you include 104 Russett? I don't know. $1,295,000 detached, 3-bed, 3-bath with 2-car parking. Okay? Decent shape, gonna sit on the market, not worth what they're asking. But partially why I included this, as I was serious, there was 4 really good properties and then this one. A little bit north of where we wanted to look, so what are prices like? And then look at the opposite strategy, where you're actually priced at $1,369,000, dropped to $1,295,000, in a market where things are selling like crazy. Had they priced this thing at $999,000, they probably would have got $1,200,000, which is what I think it's worth. Okay, we are also moving along quickly because I feel like I spent too much time on the first one. Now this is one I want to take a stop and gander at, 14A Hickory Street. So where is this? You could not be cooler, funkier, hipper. You could not be more hop, step, and a jump to, I don't know, Adamame Bar. Is that a thing? I just assumed that's a thing. Blowfish. I went there, Bathurst. Anyone? Bathurst and King? Like 10 years ago. My buddy was like, we're going to start with a bowl of edamame. And I was like, what is edamame? And the next thing, these beans show up. And I'm like, What are we doing? And everyone there was so cool. Everyone had like, you know, pink hair or a pink coat or something. And I sat there with another dude, the two of us, eating beans. It's a thing. I didn't get it. It was 10 years ago. Okay, 14A Hickory, very close to your nearest edamame bar. So this is a very cool street because there's no through traffic, as you can see. You might call it a bit of an alleyway. Sure, if you want to. You also might say that it's a very quiet street. You're never going to have any traffic. Parking probably is a little bit of an issue. So off of Dundas, and you are super, super close to our good friend, Kensington Market. What could be more cool, hip, and funky than that? The house itself is really interesting. Check this out, 34 by 50 foot lot. 34 by 50 foot lot. What does that even look like? I'll show you. Let me go to Geo Warehouse here. So here's the spot, okay? And you can see that this is the house itself. You have a 34.25, get out of here. 34.25 by 50 foot lot. Almost the entire thing is house. That's really cool. So it doesn't back onto these here, guys. Oh, I actually have a client that's right there on Dundas. Great deal on that house. Holy crap. It's like 600,000 something. So there's, I believe, industrial here or somewhere around here, but it doesn't back onto that. I guess that would be your fear in this area. And another fun game to play would be the following. What year was this thing built? And I mean, yes, very little of the house probably remains from that year. I'll give you a hint. Was Canada formed yet? Not the Canada as we know it. Maybe Upper or Lower Canada. 1858 this thing dates back to. So we have a detached house in the city of Toronto that is literally right smack dab in the middle of downtown, 34 by 50 foot lot. Let's take a look. So you know right away this thing's going to be super cool, funky, and hip. Hello. But a very, very nice vibe. So it's a different style of living. You might almost call it condo alternative, which for $1,348,888, you know, maybe there are other options for you. But if you want to be right downtown and you want a detached house, and there's development potential like crazy with this because you can add on to it, I think it looks awesome. I think it's super clean, super cool. I've had clients that, you know, what, for $1,350,000, what could you buy in terms of a loft? You'd buy a brick and beam hard loft, I don't know, 1,000 a foot. I mean, let's say you got a 1,500 square foot unit. This would be the good point of comparison. Would I rather have something like this? So the basement for an 1858 house, it's actually functional. That's a really big bathroom actually. Tub, and then you've got the rec room downstairs. So very cool. Do they have a floor plan for this? I hope so. So that's your little TV room, and they've got a little office. Oh, actually, this is an apartment. But I don't know if it's actually lived in. If it is, great income. I mean, imagine renting this thing. It would be, you'd have a lineup at the front door. And that's the feature photo. That's really weird. Okay, is there a floor plan? No, unfortunately, there's not. So about this one, guys, this was listed, and here's the tough part. How do you know? This was listed at $1.2 million, let's say. $1,199,888. And then it was increased $150,000 to $1,348,888. Chinese people, what do you guys think of that? And I know in 2018 you're not supposed to say anything about anything, but I mean, look, that's your number. That's good luck in, sound ignorant, in Chinese, in Mandarin, in Cantonese, whatever it is. What do you think about when somebody prices at $1,348,888? Does that resonate with you, or do you feel like, oh, come on, man, like really? Is it like really? That's what you're doing to me? I've always wondered that. So feel free to email me with your response. I actually just had a client that did say she wanted to offer $888. So you never know. But I always look at that and I think, yeah, sure. I mean, it's a good luck number in your culture, but maybe they're going to take it in the opposite and be like, am I that stupid? Just throw a bunch of 8s in there and then make an offer? Okay, so that one increased in price, and that's what's happening when you do not sell on offer night. Okay, let's see what else is cool and funky and hip. Ooh, the very definition. Actually, I wouldn't call this cool, funky, and hip. Oh, wait, hold on, look. Super cool. And it's spelled cool with a K. What's cooler than that? Misspelling words is so hot right now. Millennials do it. I'm going to send a text message, and I'm going to say you as in the letter U. And then I'm going to say, like, you are getting on my nerves. I'm going to put a U, and I'm going to put the letter R. That's right. I don't subscribe to that. I like people that know the difference between there, and there. So anyways, this is listed by a friend of mine, so I think it's awesome. So super cool with a K, Oban Flats, nestled peacefully on Harvard Street. All right. I actually toured these when they were for sale just after, I think, completion. So Harvard Street, we're going to take a look up here. We are just south of Bloor. So we're not, here we go, Dufferin Grove. So remember, guys, where we were? We were Dufferin. Ah, yes, okay. We were over here with the house I showed you on Russett, which was, I rushed through it, but it was more for comparison purposes. Over here, what a difference a couple city blocks can make on Harvard. Bickford Park, you're a stone's throw from Harvard Village, which is a stone's throw from the Annex. Every area is interconnected, folks. But it is a great location. You can walk up to Bloor on the subway stop in 10 minutes. You go right down to College Street in Little Italy, which, believe it or not, I used to frequent. You know when you finish your nightclub years and you get into your, let's go to Andy Pool Halls. We'll just shoot some pool and hopefully girls will approach us. Be like, excuse me, I couldn't help but notice you were playing pool with your friends. And even though you made no attempt to speak to me, I wanted to come over and offer you my phone number and tell you that if you call me, I will go on a date with you. That didn't happen. Okay, right. Close to College Street. So it is, it's a freehold. It has a condo element, I believe. Where is it here? Oh my God, I'm like an old man shuffling paper. $188.36 a month, common element fee. So these things, guys, are absolutely, positively beautiful. They're jaw-dropping. They're gorgeous. In terms of the staging, in terms of the style, it's super, super modern. Chic. There's another word. Cool, funky, hip, chic. Look how chic this is. I hate these benches. I need a back of a chair. I don't understand this. You end up leaning on your elbows, and I have back problems. So it is a townhouse, so there is multi-level. Let's go through this quick. Perrier. Love the Perrier. Great shot of the sink there, Chris. Good job. So let's keep going here. I want to get to the floor plan, actually, because this is getting a bit confusing. Actually, that's a lot of photos of the main floor. But, I mean, these things are beautiful. I've got a client in one similar, I believe, on Markham. I had a client look at this. They actually bought a freehold on Montrose, if I'm not mistaken. There's the kids' room. There's the barbecue on the terrace. Beautiful finishes. I like this. Oh, yeah, and then, actually, really good use of space here. Call this a +1 if you want. There's a step down from the main floor, which is this little office. Funky office. Orange doors. That's funky. One car built-in garage. Tell me there's a floor plan. There isn't. Okay. $1,975,000. I mean, yeah, to be honest, it's on Harvard. It's essentially brand new. There is, I think, only 6 of these, if I'm not mistaken. And the square footage is fantastic. This thing is about 2,300 square feet. So there you go. Okay, let's move on to the last one. I believe it's Markham. Yes, it is. Okay, so Markham. So now, are we cool and funky and hip? Are we going back to the Victorian era? The Victorian era, yes. The Victorian era, when a young woman decided she wanted to make herself available, she would announce it and she would become a debutante. She would be accompanied by a chaperone to a ball, at which time the chaperone would arrange for gentlemen to call on her. This is literally right out of the book of Victorian era dating. It's crazy. Although that's probably better than what goes on today, which is I'm actively dating. I am dating. I'm dating right now. Look at me date. I'm dating. I'm dating. Victorian era dating. Okay. So what have we got here? Stunning Victoria 3-story home, fully restored. Pretty sure that's one word without a hyphen. Fully restored with preserving its, they used the right its. I like that. Its original Victorian style and charm. Okay, I might have written it differently. Tastefully and intelligently renovated from top to bottom with immaculate workmanship. Expenses not been spared. Okay, so from the outside, first question is, which house is it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure it's this one, but it could be this one. That's kind of the ironic part, isn't it? So inside, I will say they've done an absolutely beautiful job. The one thing that some people like, and I don't in a Victorian home, is to take this out. To me, that makes it far too open concept to actually be a Victorian. There you go. And you can't take this out because there's a powder room on the other side. So see these floors? These are the best floors you can have. Not to say that I know the make and model, but this just goes with the space in terms of that old kind of rustic look, and that is an engineered hardwood. So inside, beautiful again. Not really my style, but they're trying to keep a traditional Victorian style. And then I think they have at the back the laundry. Let's take a look. Oh, they went to the upstairs. Okay, so super high ceilings, probably original crown molding somewhere in this house. No expense has been spared. Yeah, I don't doubt it. It's really, really nice. And this is what we're starting to see in this area. So that's the 3rd floor. I'm going to go to the floor plans here. We're starting, oh, beautiful. Awesome basement. Awesome basement. Look at that. I'm a big basement guy, right? Did I tell you about my sports memorabilia? Okay. And then we've got the bedroom at the back. And here you have, of course, the one unrenovated place. I was just gushing about this place. And see this crappy tile, and this blue tile, and this old vanity. Okay, so still a little bit of work to be done. Nice backyard, actually some mature trees, very little romantic light post here. I don't know, I had one of those growing up on my lawn, 128 Parkhurst Boulevard. So probably 2-car parking. Very cool shot of the streetscape itself. Love it. Love it. I love this house. 222 Markham. So where is it? I said in the intro, actually, I was kind of referring to a house. I might have said Markham. No, I think I said Manning. But this is kind of what I was getting at, right? You are not in the Kingsway. You are certainly not in, Leslieville or Danforth Village. You are downtown. Look how downtown you are. This is the CN Tower, and this is you. But it's not to say that these are not family-oriented areas, because who the hell else are living in $2 million 4-bed, 4 baths? And it's a different type of living. And I have clients that are looking for $2 million and they want to be in Leaside, $2 million, and they want to be at Bloor and Islington. They want to be in different areas. But there are so many gorgeous houses downtown. And let me just zoom out here. This area here, obviously up at Harvard and up in the Annex, it's a bit of a different price point. But that's weird. Siri is writing down everything I'm saying. A bit of a different price point, but some of the most beautiful, beautiful Victorian homes that you're ever going to see. This one is not as cool and funky and hip. It's a little bit more charming and Victorian in nature. So there you go, $1,999,000. Are they holding back on this? They're not, actually. $1,999,000. Wow. So 4 beds, 5 baths, full 3-story. Floor plans? Yes, that's what I wanted to show you guys. Although I don't like that they're all on different pages. So this is the second floor. Why we're starting with the second floor, I don't know. 1, 2, 3 bedrooms. This has an ensuite, so this could be a temporary master if you have 2 little kids and you don't want to be on a different floor. And then this is shared between the 2 kids' bedrooms. Okay, second floor plan is the master up top. So here's your master, walk-in closet, and an ensuite, which is a 5-piece, got a little balcony. So again, you've got multiple options for your configuration, depending on the age of your kids. Now in the basement, you've got that awesome rec room, this little den area. I didn't see the kitchen. And then last but not least, the main floor, which for some reason, I don't know why these are so out of order. Yeah, they did have laundry at the back. I was right about that. Okay, so $2 million for a 4-bed plus 1 5-bath 3-story. And I think it is absolutely, positively warranted. I think it is worth every penny. They're not holding back offers. It's been on the market 14 days. So I'm wrong, because 14 days in the market at $1,999,000, it's going to sell for less. But there's my opinion. I love this house. I think it's worth it just based on the type, the style, the size, the finishes, the layout, the Victorian charm. But it'll probably sell for less. And the longer it stays in the market, the less it will ultimately sell for. Anyways, guys, that is it for me for this week. Threw a lot of things at you, mainly the word funky, among other things. But kind of what I was getting at, I'll go back to the map here, is that when people are thinking about areas to live in the city of Toronto, there are people that specifically target these cool, funky, hip areas, and then there are people that just never even think of them. And if you zoom right out and you say, okay, here's the downtown core, here's my office, this little glowing bubble. I mean, yep, I can live in North Toronto. I can go way out here to Danforth Village. I can go to the beaches. I can go to the Kingsway. There's a lot of stuff in this area here. Trinity Bellwoods, Little Italy, Junction Triangle, Brockton Village, Dufferin Grove, Christie Pitts. In this area here that I think doesn't get as much attention. And certainly I don't think I've done that many, if any, specific pick 5s on here. But hopefully for those of you that are more open to areas of the city, you'd consider those, because there's some beautiful, beautiful houses there highlighted by that Victorian on Markham. Guys, that's it for me. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.